Hi guys, this is O-level chemistry, paper 11, November 2016, question 11. A compound containing only the elements carbon and hydrogen has 80% by mass of carbon. What is its empirical formula? So if carbon is 80%, then hydrogen will be 20%. So we will divide 80 by 12 and 20 by 1. This will give us a value of 6.67 for carbon and of 20 for hydrogen. Next, we would divide these values by the smallest number, which is 6.67, which would give us a value of 1 for carbon and a value of 3 for hydrogen. So this would make the empirical formula CH3. This shows that the correct option for this question is option B. Question 12. An ionic compound has the formula XY where Y is a non-metal. Which statement about XY is correct? An atom of X has lost at least one electron to form a positive ion. Yes, because XY could be positive 1 and negative 1, or it could be positive 2 and negative 2, or it could also be positive 3 and negative 3. In all of these cases, the electron is lost by X and is taken up by Y. So the minimum possible electrons that could be lost are a single electron forming a single positively charged ion X positive. Okay, next, both X and Y share a pair of electrons. No, this is an ionic compound. They have mentioned this in the question itself. So sharing of electrons is not possible. Element X is also a non-metal. No, electrons that are lost would be by an atom of a metal. XY will not conduct electricity when liquid. No, ionic compounds will conduct electricity in the molten and the aqueous state. They will not conduct electricity only in the solid state. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option A. Question 13. In an experiment, 1 cm cube of a gaseous hydrocarbon Z requires 4 cm cube of oxygen for complete combustion to give 3 cm cube of carbon dioxide. All gas volumes are measured at RTP. Okay, so which formula represents Z? So this is basically combustion of the hydrocarbon. So the general combustion equation is CXHY plus X plus Y upon 4 O2, giving us X moles of CO2 and Y upon 2 moles of H2O. Out of these, we have been told that X plus Y upon 4 is equal to 4 moles and X equals to 3 moles. Therefore, this is X. That means options A and B have been eliminated. Option C and D contains 3 carbon atoms. So one of these options will be correct. So now let's calculate X plus Y upon 4. Whichever will have the value 4 will be the correct option. So in the case of C, this would become 3 plus 4 upon 4. 4 upon 4 equals 1. 3 plus 1 equals 4. And for D, it would be 3 plus 8 upon 4. 8 upon 4 gives us 2. 2 plus 3 equals 5. We are supposed to get a value of 4, which is true for option C. Therefore, option C is the correct option for this question. Question 14. Aqueous copper to sulfate is electrolyzed using copper as the positive electrode and carbon as the negative electrode. Which row gives correct information about this electrolysis? The positive electrode. The positive electrode is made of copper. So copper anode would dissolve in a solution of copper sulfate. So the electrode dissolves is the options in A and B, eliminating options C and D. The negative electrode. Now the negative electrode will have copper deposited on it, not hydrogen gas given off, because copper is less reactive than hydrogen. So hydrogen will not evolve when copper sulfate is the electrolyte. So option B is incorrect. Option A is correct. And the last one, the electrolyte stays a constant blue color because copper ions from the anode dissolve in the electrolyte, maintaining the concentration of copper ions in solution. So option A is the correct option for this question. Question 15. Molten salts of four metals are electrolyzed. The ions of which metal require the smallest number of electrons for 1 mole of atoms to be liberated during electrolysis. So for aluminum, we have Al3 positive ions accepting 3 moles of electron producing 1 mole of aluminum metal. For calcium, it would be Ca2 positive ions accepting 2 moles of electrons producing 1 mole of calcium metal. For iron, it could be Fe2 positive ions accepting 2 moles of electrons producing 1 mole of iron metal, or it could be Fe3 positive ions accepting 3 moles of electrons producing 1 mole of iron metal. And for sodium, it would be Na positive ion accepting 1 mole of electron, producing 1 mole of sodium metal. So out of all of these, the smallest number of electrons is accepted by Na positive ions, producing 1 mole of sodium, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 16. Which two products are formed during photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is when 6 moles of carbon dioxide react with 6 moles of water, producing 1 mole of glucose and 6 moles of oxygen gas. So, which two products are formed? It would be glucose and oxygen. So carbon dioxide and water, no. Chlorophyll and oxygen, no. Glucose and oxygen, yes. Glucose and water, no. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option C. Question 17. A student investigates how the concentration of a reagent affects the rate of a chemical reaction. Which piece of apparatus is essential for all rate investigation? So, balance may or may not be used in some experimentation. Gas syringe, also, if gas is involved, will be used. Measuring cylinder, if volume of a liquid is involved, then it will be used. Stopwatch will always be used because rate is equal to change in concentration upon time, and this time would be measured with a stopwatch, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 18. Gold is used as a catalyst in some chemical reactions. In this reaction, gold helps reduce the energy costs of the reaction. Yes, because it is used as a catalyst, so it will lower the activation energy requirement. Increases the yield of the reaction? No. A catalyst has no effect on the yield of the reaction. It only lowers the requirement of activation energy. Is unchanged at the end of the reaction? Yes, a catalyst remains unchanged when the reaction is completed. Speeds up the rate of reaction, that is the purpose of a catalyst. A catalyst speeds up the rate of reaction by providing an alternate pathway, one having a lower requirement of activation energy. So, how many of these statements are correct? Three of these statements are correct, making option C the correct option for this question. Question 19. The table shows some properties of four metal chlorides. Which row is magnesium chloride? So, the color of magnesium chloride would be white and not green, eliminating options A and B. Solubility in water would be soluble because magnesium chloride is a soluble salt. And method of preparation would be metal reacting with acid, which would be magnesium metal reacting with 2 moles of HCl aqueous, producing MgCl2 aqueous because it is a soluble salt and giving off hydrogen gas. So the correct option for this question is option D. Question 20. A lump of element X can be cut by a knife. It's a soft metal. During its reaction with water, X floats and melts. So this is a group 1 metal. What is X? Calcium. Calcium belongs to group 2. Copper. Copper belongs to the transition elements. Magnesium again belongs to group 2. Potassium belongs to group 1. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option D.